What is a sign that you're unattractive? You're 13 and at a sleepover and a fellow 13-year-old you've known for 20 minutes looks you straight in the eye and, unprompted, says, "You're really ugly." I'm less ugly now but it was true at the time. You're a B, Jordan. I remember being uglier as a 13-year-old too. Puberty maybe. Anyways, go to Jordan, unprompted, and tell her that Indian man of Reddit agrees that she's a B. Puberty really F some of us. I was butt ugly from like 10 to 19. That's the only time I met her, but I'm comfortable assuming Jordan's probably still out being a B somewhere to this day. Several people send you the same poem about being beautiful on the inside. Yeah, that happened. Damn. I'll give you my heart if you trade me your svelte figure, B. Best I can do is an acceptably round butt in exchange for some cuddles, take it or leave it. If it makes you feel any better, for them to have the poem, somebody had probably sent it to them too. Haha. That's not something I considered. I was totally waiting for the punchline to be. If it makes you feel any better they must think you're really beautiful on the inside. Plot twist. That poem is like hot potato of bad karma where everyone angrily passes it on to the next person they hate. Oh, you are killing me. Also have met a number of very attractive women who were just foul sociopaths inside. Unfortunately there are fewer poems for that. Though I should have written them. Edit. Roses are red. Violets are blue. Outside you're a 10. Inside you're a 2. Roses are red. Daffodils are yellow. I should have ran away. The moment I heard hello. Beautiful as a blossom. I now run and hide. Wear roses in your hair. But the thorns inside. The only people who smile at you are people who work in retail. Ha, joke's on you, I had a red district girl smile at me. Hate to tell you, but that's considered retail. I thought that was wholesale. You mean wholesale? More like wholesale. Lingerie is half off. If he wasn't ugly it would be 100% off. I never smiled while working retail. I probably made a lot of people feel ugly. Well done. I don't even remember retail workers smiling at me. Hey man, us retail workers survive mostly by floating above our bodies until the shift is over, therefore we have no time to smile. A fair amount of energy is also allotted to biting our tongue, finding interest and avoiding jail time for homicide. I don't blame you. Have you met some of those people from the public? They're beyond crazy. And if they aren't crazy they're stupid and sometimes, they're both. When people talk to you in order to get to know your friend. Man, I felt that punch in the gut. Used to happen to me all the time. Yup, that happened to me when I was in high school. I remember it was literally the worst feeling in the world, especially when that person was someone you found attractive. Happened to me in junior high. My best friend, hot new guy, and I engaged in a water fight during lunch. The bell rang, and he touched my shoulder and asked if I could stay back a second because he wanted to ask me something. After 3 years of walking quietly in the shadow of my best friend's incredibly massive middle school breasts, I cannot describe the feeling of finally being seen by someone I liked. He asked me if my best friend would say yes if he asked her out. Even though my soul was crumbling out my butt in that moment, I told him she would and walked her over to him. Picking up my backpack and walking to class all alone, looking back and seeing them holding hands and smiling into each other's faces. I think he's gay now. I've always been an extremely androgynous woman and not particularly good looking. I absolutely adored a boy in my study group. We got along well and would cuddle on the couch a lot. We were child actors, so we had our study group in our tutor's apartment. I finally got up the nerve to ask him out and he said, "Listen, if I wanted to look like I was dating my little brother, I'd date my little brother." Absolutely destroyed me. That and a few other things combined to give me such hellish low self-esteem that I wasted years of my life with an abuser who I thought was the only one that would ever love me. So how's his little brother doing? When I worked at a homeware store I greeted a guy and we started conversation, can't remember how, but it ended with him gesturing to my face and saying beauty isn't on the outside, it's on the inside. I'm sure he meant well, but God, did that cause a spiral of self-consciousness. I was only 15. Years ago I used to work in a car lot. Had some guy come in and tell me how I looked just like one of his relatives except she is pretty. Guy was a total dick. "You look like the cousin I wanna F but uglier." Jesus. Sad smiley. What? Hey, aren't you supposed to be dead for at least another 24 hours? He didn't get the memo. When the popular kids would prank their friends by getting you to ask their friend out. I was asked out by one of the popular girls in high school once. I thought she was messing with me, so I said no. Turns out she genuinely wanted to date me. Low self-esteem sucks. You're not alone. I am here for you. My current boyfriend thought his brother was pranking him when I had went up to him and asked for his number. It turned out he had a crush on me since middle school, but he always thought I was too good for someone like him, so he never made the attempt to talk to me. We've now been dating for about a year and a half. Good for you guys. Hope you two have a nice long relationship together. Help that man love himself and raise his self-esteem if possible. We've both been helping each other with our self-esteem and trust issues. We've both grown so much already, but him especially. And thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. When I was an underclassman in high school, I had a crush on a hot popular girl, and I would talk to her on instant messenger in a friendly way. She initiated convos with me after I stupidly asked her friend to ask the girl I liked to go out with me. I didn't really even know the girl I liked well, but it was a crush, and I was a stupid loser who didn't understand that this isn't how you go about romance or dating as a freshman. I had no idea that you have to actually talk to and get to know the girl before you ask her out. So this girl's friend apparently goes to the girl I like and says that I like her, and after this the girl I like starts messaging me on AIM in a friendly way. Our convos are friendly and I'm nervous as hell talking to her, and a handful of times she baits me into thinking she liked me, and I ask her to hang out or pathetically and meekly tell her I like her, and each time she suddenly logs off mid-conversation. She would go on to act friendly around me in school in a flirty way, but by no later than junior year that stopped. One of her friends told me once that she had been saying really bad things about you, and I was confused and just sort of clueless and aloof, and didn't even take to heart what her friend told me. I just sort of shrugged, and in hindsight it's like I didn't realize what that meant and what was going on. Many years after high school, at 27 years old, as I laid awake at night in the throes of severe depression and suicidal thoughts, I finally realized and understood what she did to me and what my high school experience was like without me even understanding the experience while I was experiencing it as a teen. My crush was leading me on and making me look like a pathetic fool and loser, and she would bait me into thinking I had a shot with her before signing off of AIM and slamming the door in my face. I was such a clueless loser back then that I thought that she just lost her internet connection multiple times. I realized that she was saving our conversations and sharing them with her friends, and half of them were laughing hysterically at me, while the other half felt bad for me, but of course lost any and all respect for me forever. This girl is probably why I had zero positive interactions with girls in high school, and maybe even why I lost some of my guy friends. She probably told them about our convos as well, and they lost respect for me. It's not a coincidence that the moment when she stopped having her fun with me and stopped interacting with me altogether is when I immediately lost my guy friends. She used to mock the clothes or shirts I wore to school by saying that she liked what I was wearing, and I would smile and say thanks. But of course she didn't like my style and was mocking me to my face. The fact I didn't get it made it hysterical to her. She more than likely ruined a significant part of high school and my life, and I didn't even know that she did until I was 27 and my life was over. She poisoned the social well for me and made sure lots of people didn't like me, and I had no idea until years later when I put a lot of memories and things together. Almost forgot to mention I'm totally ugly, and this is why she did this to me. I had zero chance with her and had no clue about the role of looks in life. I didn't understand that girls like her literally don't even want me looking at them or talking to them. I had zero understanding of this back then. I'm an adult male virgin now. I wonder if that's a surprise to anyone after reading this. There's even more to the story, but this comment is too long already. Dude. Grow a pair. It's one stuck-up B from high school. Don't go down the incel path. Trust me, there is lots of tail out there for an ugly overweight dude with a decent amount of humor and confidence. Speaking from experience. When someone of the opposite gender hugs all your friends but high-fives you, don't be hurtful. Like in Harry Potter when Hermione finally comes back and hugs Harry but shakes Ron's hand, whose wand ended up doing magic in her. Wingardium Leviosa. Oh Ron, stop. Ron, stop, haha, Wingardium Leviosa. Snape stares in disapproval. Ronald Weasley. It's Leviosa. Not always can be a sign of weird awkward affection. I was at a bar some years ago, this girl came over to me, hugged all of her friends, and high-fived me. And now we're having a child together, so it could always be a sign someone likes you.